Hey, this is Ralph, and in this video I want to use CSS Variables to have better control over the elements on my page. Okay, so I've got a page set up in my editor, but I only have the bare minimum of styling, just a basic reset rule in there. So if we were to look at my web page now, it's pretty plain. So let's head over to the markup and let's create CSS variables. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a rule for my HTML element, and I actually have a choice here. I could use HTML element or I could use the root selector. Either way is going to work because :root, the root selector, is the HTML element in my web page. But I'm going to use HTML, and I'm going to go ahead and set up a section. In fact, I'll start off with something generic, just font size 15 pixels, and then I'm going to create some variables for colors. And I'm just going to use comments to mark this off. So when you're declaring a CSS variable, you'll start off with hyphen, and then you can make up a name. I'll call mine color background, and then you actually put in the color you want, whether it's a color name or a hex code. I'm going to go ahead and put in C1666B. And then I'm going to put a few more colors in. There we go, so I've got several colors, but you don't have to use just colors. I could also make a section for spacing, and basically I can control things like, let's see, margin standard, and maybe I want that just to be 1em. I could do margin big, and maybe I want that to be 2.2ems. I could do margin center, and maybe this is what I'll do: center or zero margin top and bottom, auto margin left and right, that will center a block element. So you can create variables for elements that either you're going to use a lot, or even better, that you might potentially change during the course of your web design. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with what I have here in my HTML root selector. So I've got some colors, some standard color set, and I've got some spacing set. So now I'm going to start to put these variables into action. And I'll start off by creating a rule for my body. And I'll set a min height of 100 viewport heights. That's nothing unusual there. Now I'm going to set the background color of my page. The background color of my page is going to be var opening parentheses dash dash color background closing parentheses semicolon. I did misspell that, so let's fix it up. So basically my background color is referencing my variable color background, which of course was created up here in my HTML rule, color background. So this is going to be the equivalent of C1666B. Try another one. My text color. I'm going to go ahead and set that variable, and that's going to be color text. So now my text color and my background color have both been set. Just this alone is going to allow us to see some differences on this page. I've got my background color and my text color established. I'm going to go ahead and record or put in a few more CSS rules off the recorder and using a couple more variables. Okay, so I've typed in a few more CSS rules, and you'll notice for my headline 1, in addition to a few other declarations, I'm setting the background color using my variable color accent, and I'm setting the margin using my variable margin standard, which, if you recall, was set to just 1em. My margin standard is just 1em. Now, I can use that value in things other than margins. Even though I called it margin standard, that's just a variable name I chose. For instance, on my paragraphs, I chose a padding using my margin standard variable. But that's okay, because that just represents 1em, whether I use it for padding or for font size or for things like that. Now, if I thought I might use it for things other than margins, then I should probably pick a better name, just like a standard space or something. Okay, so I've used a few more of these. Let me go ahead and Control S to save, head back over to my browser and refresh, and you'll see that I've now adopted these styles. And of course, the great thing about variables is it makes it easy for me to go in and change my mind. So I'll just change a few colors. So for my background color, instead of whatever it is now, I'll do a super dark gray. For my text color, I'll do a super light gray. For my hyperlink color, I'm going to do yellow. And for my accent color, I'll just do orange. And doesn't matter where I've used these particular variables to style elements, all of those styles are going to get updated as I change those variables. So fantastic way to kind of organize style values for your web page, especially for things that you might want to change based on theme or have easy changes later on.